Hello again, and welcome back to the video version of Gimbal's Tip of the Week, where we provide you practical suggestions on how you can become more efficient and build a more profitable and productive law practice. And no, you definitely do not need to be an attorney to benefit from our tips, since we designed them specifically to help everybody who's working in the legal profession. I'm David Skinner, an attorney and legal process improvement expert, and the co-founder and president of Gimbal, Lean Practice Management Advisors. Last week, we featured Karen's monthly legal writing tip, and she really brought her training as a professional editor to the game. She provided simple and clear advice on how to write for the way that people read to get your message across quickly and effectively. If you missed that tip, there's a link in the show notes. This week, we're coming back to matter management boards. Since we're just 4 weeks away from our December 4th Masterclass on creating and using this simple and highly visual project management tool, I thought that it was time for a quick primer on structuring the columns of your board. Let's say that you want to create a board to manage a complex M&A transaction or a litigation file. Clearly, the traditional 3-column to do, doing, done version of the most basic matter management board won't do. How then do you decide what columns to create? Well, it's actually quite easy. Grab a pen and a piece of paper and create a phase map. That's the 30,000-foot view of what your file involves. Most lawyers already see their matters progressing through a series of phases, so think in terms of the big buckets of related activities and jot them down. Remember, the idea is to create a simple structure against which you can track the progress of the most important tasks and other activities involved in delivering your legal advice. If you're tracking the key tasks involved in an M&A transaction, the phases might include things like information gathering and initial preparation, creating the term sheet, instructing specialists, conducting due diligence, drafting, negotiating, signing, and ultimately, closing. If instead you're managing a litigation file, then you might be used to thinking in terms of research, discovery, motions practice, trial prep, trial and/or settlement, and so on. Whatever you decide are those big buckets of activity, those are what become the headings of the different columns that make up your board. You could, of course, organize your columns around UTBMS or phase codes, and maybe that's how you already distinguish between the parts of your matter, but you don't have to think in those terms. The beauty of using a matter management board is that it is totally flexible. Organize and structure your columns to reflect how you typically think of the matter as unfolding. How you think of and depict the life cycle of the matter is entirely up to you. What is important is that the columns on your board are structured to meet your specific project management and reporting needs. So to recap, how do you decide what columns you're going to create when you set up a matter management board? Start with a simple phase map. If you want to learn more about building and using matter management boards, join us on December 4th for our Masterclass. We're going to do a deep dive into this highly visual project management tool and show you how improving matter management will make you more profitable and productive. This masterclass is unique. It combines video lessons and exercises with not one, but 2 live Q&A sessions. We're going to take you from being underwater to being under control by showing you how to make your work visible. You can find out more about the masterclass through the link in the show notes. And if you join the waiting list between now and noon Eastern Standard Time on November 18th, you'll get a discount on the registration fee. For our many listeners and readers in Europe and elsewhere, that means by 12 p.m. New York City time on November 18th. I've also included a link to download our free all-in-one guide, since determining your column headings is the second in the 7-step board builder framework. And so that's it for this week's tip. Join us next week for more on using matter management boards to build a more profitable and productive law practice. And don't forget to check out the links in the show notes below. If you enjoyed this video, please take a second to like it and share it, and maybe add a comment or ask us a question. We'll definitely get back to you. If you want more practical information like this, delivered once a week directly to your inbox, then sign up in the show notes below so that you don't miss a tip of the week. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday.